Welcome, everyone. My name is Casey McBride. This is Shaman's Way, the YouTube channel dedicated to spreading the magic of spirituality and healing to the community of the world. Join us as today we embark on a wonderful, magical breathwork journey. Hello, everyone. I'm trying out a new setup today. I'm on my phone here instead of at the computer as usual. My phone actually has a better camera, and it allows me to sit on my beautiful, comfortable couch with this wonderful backdrop. So I'm trying this out, and hopefully it goes well. If anyone's listening right now, comment, let me know just to make sure everyone can hear me okay and everything. What we're going to be doing is some breath work, and I may open it up at the end of the breath work session if anyone is in need of some one-on-one healing work. I may open it up for that, but this is primarily going to be a breathwork session where you guys can join in. So it does not matter if you're watching live or on the replay. Please follow along with this breathwork session, and you can experience just a small example of how powerfully transforming breathwork can be. So I'm going to go ahead and put this banner up here, which is quite relevant to this. So if you notice, it says, please enjoy this breathwork session lying down, never standing nor sitting in a position where you could fall over. Although it is not all that common, it is a possibility when doing some of these more intense forms of breathwork that you can become dizzy. And if you become dizzy, you could fall over. So never do this while standing. Ideally, you should be lying down, or if for some reason you can't lie down and you need to be seated, you should be fully 100% supported so that there is no risk of you falling over whatsoever. Again, it doesn't happen all that often, but some people get dizzy, and you will feel lightheaded, tingly, and all kinds of different sensations. Those are all good sensations, and nothing to be worried about. And we need to learn to become comfortable with these sensations as they will, entering into these altered states that breathwork produces, helps us to have it gives us much deeper access to the subconscious mind, deeper aspects of our spirit. And we can create some really powerful change. We can transform some very powerful things so we can get at deeper traumas and wounds that we even don't know we're carrying, things that affect us in our day-to-day life, things that hold us back. And through breath work, we can begin to transform the energy surrounding those things so that instead of holding us back, they become something so powerful that it can actually propel us forward in our life. Instead of being something that holds us back. And I just want to pull this up. Becky was saying, loud and clear, how's it going? It is going beautifully. It's a nice, relaxing day here. Beautiful rainy day. I love rainy days. It's nice to just sit around and practice breath work on a nice rainy day like this. Okay. So we're going to start out doing a little bit more of a slower and a little bit more relaxed form of alternate nostril breathing. And then we're going to move into some more dynamic forms of breath work. So alternate nostril breathing, for anyone who's not familiar, is just where you cover up one nostril, you breathe in and out one of your nostrils, and then you switch to the other side. When doing this, some people will like press on the side of their nose. I prefer to just cover up the opening of the nostrils. Pressing on the side of the nose can kind of make it tender for me. So I just cover up the opening of each nostril, and then we'll go from there. But first, I want everyone to take a nice deep breath. However you would normally do that, just right now, take a nice deep breath and observe your body. While you're taking that deep breath, did your shoulders do this? And you took the deep breath. If so, you've got an inverted breathing pattern. You're breathing backwards. The majority of the capillaries in the blood in our lungs are all at the bottom of our lungs. So we want to be breathing with the stomach. So every breath, you should breathe into the stomach. That should be the first thing to expand. But since we're doing deeper breath work, your chest will also expand, but only after the stomach is expanded first. So you should breathe into the stomach. Once the stomach's full, then you fill up the chest, but you never want to be bringing your shoulders up and down. The shoulders should remain relaxed. That's an easy way to cut off blood flow to your hands while you're doing breath work is to have your shoulders tense. So keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. Breathe into the stomach, then high into the chest. And with almost all of these exercises, all of the power is on the inhale. So we're pulling in, and on the exhale, we're just letting it go. We're just letting the exhale fall out of our mouth or nose, wherever we're breathing from. We're just letting the exhale fall out naturally. All the power is pulling in, and then we're just letting go on the exhale, keeping the upper body relaxed, relaxing the jaw and not clenching the jaw while we're doing this, keeping everything nice and loose. If you can't take a deep breath in through your nose comfortably, if your nose is clogged, then we can do a quick nasal clearing exercise. So everyone follow along with me for this, because breathing through the nose in day-to-day situations, apart from breath work, is really beneficial. We produce a lot of nitric oxide in our nose, which is a vasodilator, among many other things. So to build up the nitric oxide in our nose and to open up our nasal passageways, we're going to start out with an exercise. We're going to take 3 breaths in and out through the mouth. Exhale fully. Exhale all the air from your lungs. Pinch your nose, and then we're going to tilt the head back and forth, left and right. And we're just going to keep doing that until you get a strong urge to breathe. When you get a strong urge to breathe, then you're going to breathe through the nose, long, nice, slow inhale. So starting on your next breath, 3 deep breaths, exhale all the air from your lungs, then pinch and move. When you get that strong urge to breathe, if it happens before I breathe, just take a nice long inhale through the nose. So starting in 3, 2, 1. Exhale all the air, pinch and tilt. And just breathing through the nose. You should feel your nasal passageways will start to clear up in just a few moments. I can already, just after the second breath, feel mine opening up even more. And again, this first breath is alternate nostril breathing. So what we're going to do is block the right nostril, breathe in and out the left. We're going to take 1 breath in and out the left nostril, then 1 breath in and out the right nostril. And they're going to switch sides. We're going to do 2 breaths on each side, and then 3 breaths on each side, then back down to 2, back down to 1, and then 7 breaths in and out both nostrils. Then we're going to breathe in, hold the breath at the top, and then slowly exhale. I'll talk us through it, but for everyone who's ready, again, you should be lying down or seated where you are fully supported. Starting blocking off the right nostril so that we're breathing through the left. Take 1 breath. Other side. Back to the left, 2 breaths. Other side, 2 breaths. Other side, 3 breaths. Other side. Back to the left, 2 breaths. Other side. Back to the left, 1 breath. Other side. 7 breaths through both nostrils. Deep breath in a little more, and hold. And slowly exhale. Bringing your awareness into your body, just taking note of how your body feels in this moment. Compared to just a minute or two ago before we got started, how is your body feeling now? If you want, you can take a moment to comment. Let me know. Compared to just a couple minutes ago before we started breathing, how is your body feeling? What changes do you notice in your body and your energy fields? It's quite amazing what kind of change we can create in just a couple of minutes of breathing. And we can go much deeper than this, and that's what we're about to do. So, for this next breathing exercise, it's going to be a little more dynamic, and we're just going to jump into a little bit of a lengthier breathwork exercise. What we're going to do is we're going to start either in and out through the nose or in and out through the mouth. It doesn't matter, but it's not in through the nose, out through the mouth. It's in and out through the nose or in and out through the mouth. So you want to be breathing in and out the same orifice. If one gets uncomfortable to breathe out of, you can switch to the other, but keep it in and out of one. What we're going to do is we're going to start with deep breaths. Again, breathe into the stomach and then into the chest, and then let the exhale go. Just relax on the exhale. We're going to be taking 45 deep breaths, and then we're going to breathe in, hold the breath at the top, and then slowly exhale. Immediately after that, we're going to jump into another round, and then we're going to do 30 breaths. Immediately after that, we're going to jump into another round, and we're going to do 20 breaths. Immediately after that, we're going to jump around and do 15, and then one last one with 10. And then afterwards, you should be feeling absolutely beautiful. This will create an altered state. So it will alter your state of consciousness. It will put you into a state where you are feeling, some people would say like really high. You feel like you have a nice strong buzz. Or you may just feel really peaceful and relaxed. You will notice a shift in your perception, though, in some form or another. And this is where a lot of healing potential is. So as we're doing this, if any discomfort arises, if you feel pain or emotional discomfort in any part of your body, I want you to imagine that the breath is going in and out of wherever that pain is, in and out of wherever that uncomfortable sensation is. And keep breathing in and out of that, asking yourself, what would it feel like if this painful or uncomfortable sensation was just 1% more enjoyable? And keep asking that until the sensation either disappears or becomes pleasurable. And when it does, then just move on to the next area in your body that feels uncomfortable or whatever sensation you notice. And Becky was just saying, my body feels tingly. Yes, these are good sensations. Tingly in the body is good. Physiologically, all kinds of things are happening. We are gassing off a lot of carbon dioxide, and the blood goes completely alkaline. We're building up a ton of nitric oxide in the blood. We're releasing dopamine, serotonin, endorphins, endogenous cannabinoids, and opioids. All kinds of amazing things are happening. And on a spiritual level, we're flooding the body with way more sami, with way more light than we're used to having in our bodies. And that's what creates those buzzy, tingly sensations from a spiritual standpoint. So again, we're going to start breathing, doing a little bit more of an intense round, starting out with 45 deep dynamic breaths. There should be no pause at the top or the bottom of the breath. It's a circular breath. So before you've exhaled all the air from your lungs, you're already taking the next breath in, and don't pause at the top of the breath either. Just keep it a continuous up and down breath. 45 breaths, hold at the top. We're going to slowly exhale, then move right into the next round of 30, 20, 15, and then 10. So starting out with 45 breaths in 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in a little more, and a little more. Hold. Slowly exhale. Take a couple of recovery breaths. You should be feeling very tingly, very buzzy. Relax into all of those sensations. And starting, again, it doesn't have to be in through the nose. It can be in and out through the mouth, but keep it in and out of the same orifice. Starting with the next round, 30 breaths this time. We're going down and in breaths each time. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. A little more air. Hold. Allow your awareness to sink down into your body. Becoming aware of all of the sensations in your body. Taking a few recovery breaths. And starting right in with the next round of 20 breaths this time. In 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. And a little more, hold. Slowly exhale. Bring your awareness back into the body. 15 breaths. We've only got 2 more rounds to go. 15 breaths now, starting in 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. A little more, hold. Slowly exhale. Couple recovery breaths. Last round, 10 breaths. Make it really count on these deep, full breaths. Deep breath in. A little more, hold. Slowly exhale. Bringing the awareness into the body. And now just allow yourself to sink in to all of the sensations in the body. The tingliness, the lightheadedness, the sense of expansion, sense of peace. Whatever you may be feeling, just allow your awareness to gently sink into those sensations. Allow yourself to drift deeper and deeper into the vast ocean of peace that is always present here in the now. Just sinking deeper, letting go, drifting, floating, dreaming, relaxing, going deeper into whatever you feel, letting go. Becoming a little bit more aware of the bed, floor, chair, or couch, whatever it is underneath you. Becoming aware of the sounds around you and the room around you. Slowly opening your eyes if you haven't already done so. Coming back to awareness. And type right now, how do you feel? Especially compared to before we started. Oftentimes we carry a lot of stress throughout the day. Even if we're not doing things that are particularly stressful, we tend to often be in a state of fight or flight. We tend to stay in the sympathetic nervous system. So just take note of how you're feeling now. Do you feel more relaxed, tingly, buzzed, high, expanded, present? Comment right now and let me know, how are you feeling after that round of breath? I know I feel very expanded, calm. I feel buzzed in a very beautiful altered state, but super present, grounded, and peaceful. Julie Clesta says, crazy face and dizzy. Yeah, so that dizziness, again, we're creating a lot of beautiful physiological changes in the body. We're off-gassing a lot of CO2, the blood goes totally alkaline, the brain starts to release all kinds of beautiful endogenous chemicals like opioids and cannabinoids, endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, even DMT when you get to a certain level. One of the most potent psychoactive compounds known to man can be released from your brain doing nothing other than using the natural processes of the body and breathing. Yeah, this is why it's so beautiful. It's so powerfully healing. When we enter into those altered states, although it does, I mean, it feels wonderful, it's amazing, and it's beautiful just to experience that, but the healing potential within those states is just boundless. We have access to cellular memory, to the trauma stored within our bodies. On a spiritual level, we can bring these things up from where they're stored in the body up into the energy field, where we can then flood them with light and transmute the energy surrounding them, remove all of the heaviness around them so that they're no longer accumulating that heaviness and holding us back and causing blockages in our lives. And on a physiological level, the way I understand it, and I may be wrong, but the way I've been taught is that when we do that kind of breathing, we have much deeper access to the subconscious mind. So these memories that are trapped in the lower centers of the brain, when they get triggered, some stimulus triggers one of these old memories from an old trauma or wound. It comes up, and because it's stored in the lower centers of the brain, your mind can't tell the difference between whether or not that traumatic event is happening in your memory or if it's happening right now, which is why it triggers the fight or flight response, which is why you feel so anxious and agitated or whatever it is that you feel. When we're breathing, we access those memories that are in the lower centers of the brain, and we actually bring them up into the midbrain where they're meant to be stored as just memories. And so instead of your brain having to react with that fight or flight response, that sympathetic response, our brain is able to just recognize it as a memory that happened in the past and is no longer a threat to us here in the present. And so it completely shifts the way that we react to those memories and those traumas. All right, I think we're going to close out with one last little breath. We're going to do that alternate nostril breathing again, and then we'll close out. If anyone has any questions or anything, and if anyone is in need of any healing, please comment and let me know. We can do a little bit of one-on-one healing. But if not, we're just going to do the alternate nostril breathing to close out. And we're going to do a slightly shorter version of what we did in the beginning. We're going to start at 3 breaths on each side. Again, you're covering one nostril, breathing in one nostril, cover the other, breathe in the other. We're going to do 3 breaths on both sides, then 2 breaths on both sides, then 1 breath on both sides, 7 breaths in and out both nostrils. Deep breath in, hold, and then slowly exhale. So starting on your next breath, covering up the right nostril, breathing in and out the left, 3 breaths. 3, 2, 1. Other side. Back to the left nostril, 2. Other side, 2. Other side, 1. Other side, 1. 7 in each nostril, both nostrils. Deep breath in. A little more, hold. Slowly exhale. And once again, allow the awareness to sink into the body. Just take note of how you feel. I'd love to hear from anyone either watching now or on the replay. Let me know, how are you feeling after all of this? If you're interested in learning more, reach out to me at shamanswayhealing@gmail.com or go to the website shamanswayhealing.com. I do one-on-one breathwork sessions, and this is my first ever breathwork live stream on my own. I've done them with other people. This is my first ever time going solo, and I've really enjoyed this. So I plan to do these regularly. So subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. That way you'll get notified the next time I go live to do one of these, and also when I go live next to do some beautiful shamanic healing again, because a lot of that is coming in the near future. Let me know how you're feeling. Otherwise, I thank everyone so much for joining along. Go throughout your day and just incorporate a little bit of breathing. If nothing else, become aware of your breath. Becoming aware of your breath and just noticing the way that you breathe in various situations, whether you're stressed or full of peace or feeling love or sadness or whatever. Every single emotional state, every single mental state has a corresponding breath pattern. And when you start to become aware of that, it brings more awareness into not just your emotional states, but into your spiritual body, your energetic body as well. And that communication goes both ways. So you can actually communicate to the body by breathing in a certain pattern. You can create different emotional states. My favorite thing to do is breath. I spent an entire week doing nothing but observing my breath. And, well, not nothing, but when I was going to bed, all I was doing was observing my breath naturally, the patterns that it went through as I was falling asleep. Didn't try to alter it, didn't try to do breath work to make myself fall asleep. I just observed the natural pattern and the natural cycle that it went through as I was falling asleep. After a week of observing that, I tried doing it the other way and using that breath pattern to make myself fall asleep. And now, almost without fail, just by replicating that breath cycle that I naturally go through when falling asleep, I'm able to put myself out like that. And this is coming from someone who used to have serious insomnia problems. So it does work, and it's so powerful. There's a breath work for every single life situation, and it is one of the most powerful healing modalities that I've ever come across. And Becky is saying, interesting. Felt the need to move my legs, now relax. A Nike, a Nike, a Nike. A Nike means thank you. Thank you, Becky. A Nike, a Nike, a Nike. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Have an absolutely magical day, and start breathing.